Again, you can see the shape here. Now keep in mind also that all of the stuff that we learned in this comp, all these different temporal ways to go across the screen, can also be applied to each of these shapes, right? So if we wanted to use this and then go into the curve editor and make a really sharp speed graph, these are two different things going on at once. And now it will take this shape, but it'll also really speed across it in that kind of roller coaster, snappy way, right? So, and now you can see, actually, if you look at the dots, there's a dot here, 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 and here, and then they start to get really packed in close together, and now they're really, really close together. All right, this next one's really cool. This one is, let's check it out first. There's some really complicated motion going on in here, and if you really look close at it, you can actually see it getting smaller and larger. And that's because this one is actually activated in 3D. So not only can these curves be adjusted just in 2 dimensions, but in this one, we're actually going back away from the camera, and then we're flying up close to it, and then we're easing in here. It's a little more noticeable if we switch cameras to kind of an overhead view here, and I'm just going to show you what's going on here, and it's going to render. Here we go. In a second it'll render. Let's hope. Hey, there it is. Okay, so now you can see this is actually flying way back and way forward and in. And if we pan around this shape, you can actually see I made a 3D shape that this layer is following. Do you see that? If you have the comp open, play around with it, and the important thing to keep in mind is you can go, let's say, to the top view, and now look at, this is our top view of our layer. So the layer is actually facing down right now, see? And it's going away from the camera, and it's going toward the camera, and then back to its final position. Okay? So play around with that one. That one's a little tough to show, but keep in mind that, again, this is in 3D, and we only have 2 keyframes, identical to all these other ones, and it takes a new path. So next time you're animating, keep in mind, try to keep it, try to do what you're doing in the least amount of keyframes possible. It'll really smooth out your animation, keep things from being jumpy, and just kind of make it a simpler way to animate. So there you go. Play around with the comp. If you guys have questions, drop them in the comments, and I'll get to them for sure. I'm going to make another one of these maybe tonight or tomorrow about some of the pitfalls of keyframing, some little gotchas that happen when you're playing around in After Effects, and how to fix them. So again, you know, we're still kind of getting through the basics here. We're learning the kind of core